Welcome to Ophi for Snails. Please like, subscribe, and let's begin. Hi guys, I'm starting off with a pink base for this set. So I'm putting on 3 coats, as you can see. And I showed all 3 coats so you could see the difference between having 1, 2 and 3 coats. And as you can see, the 3 coats gives it a lot more coverage. There's no streaks on it or anything like that. I'm then adding a turquoise colour to my paint palette, and I'm adding a decent amount as that's what I'm going to be doing the French tips with on the whole set. And then coating all of my brush. And as you can see, there's actually a build up of the product towards the end of the brush. So I just reapplied some of the colour, and I'm drawing a straight line as that's where I want the curvature, the bottom of the curvature of the smile line to be. I'm going from corner, twisting the nail around until I reach the line that I've put as my guide. I will then be picking up some more colour and doing it from the other side, going from the corner, twisting the nail around to meet the other half of the smile line, as you can see here. I'm then going to go in with the brush from the bottle of colour to cover the rest of the French tip, just to make sure that the coat is quite even, as I find using the fine liner brush doesn't mean the coat will always be even. I'm then going to be using this bright vibrant red for the cherry, so I'm adding that to the paint palette using the biggest dotting tool I have and dotting on the cherries. And between each dot I'm picking up some more paint. As you can see here, I actually make a mistake with this dot and I accidentally drag it a bit because I'm quite shaky, which can happen. So I just quickly used a brush and cleaned that up, and for that I used rubbing alcohol, as it just makes it a lot easier to remove any gel polish that is on the nail, because it also removes the tacky layer of the cure gel below, but not all the red actually does get removed. I'm then going to be adding a green to my palette, as that's what I'm going to be using for the stalks of the cherries. I'm then going in with the same fine liner brush that I used to do the smile line. I'm just not picking up as much of the product as I don't need as much of the gel polish. And I'm creating a line upwards in a slight diagonal and another line upwards in a diagonal to meet as a V shape. I'm then painting on a flick, so the cherries look like a pair rather than just 2 individual ones next to each other. I am then repeating the same process for the cherries above. As there's space between each of the cherries, I thought I would add a small design in between them just to fill in a bit more of the empty space on the nails. I thought it would add a bit of something, make it a bit nicer. So I'm going to be doing this in white, so I'm just putting some of that on the palette and then using a smaller dotting tool, and I'll be placing 1 at the bottom and then 3 dots at the top. Like so. I'll then be going in with the fine liner brush to create lines coming out of the dot, creating a star. This first line I didn't have any paint on the brush, and the line came out really like wispy, so I then put some paint on the brush and continued, and I think this made the line better, but I feel like it would have been better at the top and the bottom first, then using the sides and the other 4 corners. I feel like that would have given a better end result. I didn't turn out to be overly happy with how the star turned out, so I did end up removing it using a brush with rubbing alcohol like I did when I cleaned up the cherries. I do this off camera. I'm just busy doing it now. So attempt number 2, starting off with a dot again, roughly in the middle of the gap. Then I'll be going in with the fine liner brush after I've picked up some product, just on the very tip. And I'm going from top first and working my way around every 90 degrees and in between. So every 45 degrees there'll be a line coming out. I did longer lines at the top and the bottom because that's how I wanted the star to look. I did a particularly longer line at the bottom because I wanted it to be longer there, so I thought it would give it a shape more like a star, and this star turned out a lot better than the previous one, so I was very happy with it. I then, since I was happy with this design, I added a top coat. It makes the nails look very shiny, so I like this top coat a lot that I use. I then cure it, and that's the finished design. Thank you for watching.